As far as my day-to-day use of my Surefire EDC2 DFT Turbo, it really doesn't extend much past this. Whether I'm walking the dogs at night, like it is right now, or in the early hours of the morning. And by the way, that is the beginning of my driveway from the road, that white metallic fence that you see over there. And that's about, I want to say 150 yards from my front door. And going over here, that wood rack is about, I want to say 30 yards. And there's my chicken coop down there. And that's about 100, maybe 75 yards away from where I'm standing right now. And there is absolutely not a place, as far as distance wise, that this light cannot reach from any place that I choose to exit from my house to the edges of my property, as far as distance wise. And because of that reason, I have come to rely on this flashlight very, very much. You know, I use it every morning, every night. I use it when I am burning excess wood at nighttime during the weekends. And it has been something that I've also carried every day for the past 80 some odd days, I think. Not only as an EDC tool, but I've also taken it to all of the road trips that me and my wife and I have embarked on since I got this flashlight. So here is a, I guess, unfiltered, somewhat unprofessional review of my beloved, expensive Surefire EDC2 DFT Turbo flashlight review. I don't know if I said the review part already, but hope you enjoy. As far as the numbers are concerned with this light is powered by an 18650 battery. Not sure if I can do that with one hand. Supplied by Surefire. You can use, I only use Surefire 18650 batteries, but there is an 1860 battery that already comes with this flashlight already when you buy the light. But as far as the basic numbers go, the runtime on a singular fully charged 18650 battery is rated at around 2.75 hours according to Surefire. Realistically, however, you're gonna see about 2.5 hours, which is still not a bad runtime at all. Now, that's a runtime of 2.5 hours on the max output setting, right? Now, you gotta remember that this light does have two outputs. The 700 lumen with the 100,000 candela output, which is the high output, and the low output of 25 lumens. And I'm not quite sure what the candela rating is for the lower output, but you are talking about 2.5 hours of continuous runtime on the highest setting. Now the lumen and the candela numbers may dwindle a little bit as soon as you start using the light, but from what I understand, every flashlight does this, or weapon light does this, but the lumens, I believe, drop to about, I want to say like high 400s. And the candela may drop to, oh, I'm not even going to speak on that because I'm not too familiar with how much the candela drops. But it is not by much. But with that kind of runtime, I am able to literally use it from Sunday to Sunday. And every Sunday, even though the light might be going strong, I switch out the batteries, pop in a freshly charged one, and I put the battery that was already in the flashlight on charge and let it charge until it's fully charged, and I rotate them out. That way, I'm not just constantly using one battery and not able to use my light anytime I'm charging my battery. Overall, I've been using this flashlight for about 80 some odd days, I think. And I've taken it out on trips when my wife and I go on road trips. I've used it for anything from taking my dogs out in the early hours of the morning to late nights, to shuffling through my car in the middle of the road to look for something that I thought I may have lost in the car. This light has always been reliable. It clicks on whenever I need it, and if it's too bright, I always run it on the lower output mode, and it has not disappointed. And the unique thing about this clip that you have here is that it also acts as a reverse clip, so I can actually clip it onto my baseball cap, like from this end, and I can literally walk around hands-free with the light on that's attached to my baseball cap. It is a little bit heavy, but it has been an excellent light for what I use it for, and maybe a little bit of an overkill, but I would rather have overkill and over reliable or overly durable light for my day-to-day use, especially with something as important as to be able to see in the dark. So the Surefire EDC2 DFT Turbo, in my experience, has been an excellent purchase choice, and I could not recommend it enough to people I know. But you know, with people I know, they always say that the price point that this light comes in at is almost prohibitive, because it's like, from what I understand, this is more expensive than a PSA dagger pistol. So take that with what you will, but I would rather spend that much money on a piece of hardware that I do tend to use on a daily basis, and that I would literally not leave the house without for when I go on a road trip or take a trip away from home. So I hope you found this review informative, and as always, thank you for tuning back in to the Roadrunner 94 channel. And if you are a first-time viewer, thank you for tuning in. I hope you subscribe. I hope you give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment for any questions that you might have in regards to this light, and I will do my best to answer you on those comments. As always, stay safe, guys. Bye-bye.